Today, I would like to talk about gun violence. And at this point, it seems as if the United States has completely normalized this catastrophic crisis. How many more people, especially children, needs to die before the GOP gets the moral courage to step up and take legislative action to save lives? Everyone knows that the GOP has been bought and paid for by the NRA. It's no secret. And this brings me to a moral perspective, where we need to take a look at what's right and wrong, and just simply put politics aside. It's alarming that so many people just seem to be okay with having weapons of war on the streets of a civilized society. This year alone, the US has had 166 mass shootings. And we're in May, the fifth month. This is an emergency. The US is home to 120.5 guns per 100 individuals. Firearms are the leading cause of death for American children and teenagers. 50% of the country doesn't even require a license to carry a gun. And every day, at least 120 Americans are killed with guns. How is this in any way acceptable to the Republican Party? The guns are clearly the problem here. And by the way, 77% of all mass shooters from 1966 to 2019 obtained their weapons legally. So we are talking about legal, aka registered weapons. This greatly underscores the importance of having more gun control laws in place to close the loopholes and get guns out of the hands of the people who shouldn't have them. And while I'm discussing this topic, I'd also like to clarify that no one wants to take away your guns. If you are a law abiding and responsible gun owner, then this issue shouldn't be something that you'd have to be worried about. However, I do support red flag laws, I do support tougher gun storage requirements, and I do support the implementation of extreme risk laws. I also believe that there should be a limit on the amount of firearms a household or individual can possess. I mean, this is just completely ridiculous and unacceptable. And then, of course, I support comprehensive and universal background checks on all gun sales. However, these background checks shouldn't be something that only happens once. Gun owners, for example, should undergo background checks every 6 months or at least once a year. And ultimately, I also support the mandatory requirements to have a license to carry a gun. These are all basic and common sense approaches to save lives. In terms of legislative bills, the US Congress should pass the Office of Gun Violence Prevention Act, the Gun Violence Prevention Research Act, the Mental Health Access and Gun Violence Prevention Act, and the Gun Violence Reduction Resources Act. And don't tell me that adequate gun safety laws won't make a difference. States with weak gun laws have higher rates of gun crimes than states with stronger gun safety laws. In fact, states that lack gun safety laws have nearly 3 times the rate of gun deaths as states with the strongest gun safety laws. And let's be clear, young people, students should be able to feel safe in the classroom. Bulletproof backpacks, arming teachers with guns, fortifying schools, installing bulletproof shelters in classrooms, and all other school safety measures won't put an end to school shootings. It won't solve the problem. We need long-term, sustainable solutions, and Congress should take the lead and take action on gun violence. An assault weapons ban would be a great start, and I'm mainly referring to the AR-15s and high-capacity magazines. Let's be real, no one actually needs an AR-15. There isn't a substantial nor rational reason for anyone to need such a weapon for self-defense. And don't tell me that an assault weapons ban won't make a difference. When the national ban on assault weapons was in effect from 1994 to 2004, deaths caused by mass shootings were 70% less likely to occur. I am sick and tired of listening to these Second Amendment worshippers while the body bags of children continues to pile up. The Constitution is not absolute. The people of the United States, especially the children, cannot continue to live like this. This is an international embarrassment. No other advanced country has this problem. America possesses the ability to do better and to put an end to the gun violence epidemic. Democrats are on board to address this public health crisis, but Republicans are too focused on banning books, criminalizing drag shows, targeting children, imposing restrictions on women's reproductive health care, and complaining about issues that do not even exist. The Republican Party likes to label itself as pro life. Now, we can simply debunk this by referring to the GOP's absolute ignorance and reluctance surrounding gun safety laws. But we can also take a look at other stuff too. We've seen Republican states reject free lunches, school lunches, reject healthcare expansion, reject mental health care access in schools, ban same sex education, ban trans kids from playing sports, and loosen child labor laws. How, in any way, is their agenda pro life? This is not what freedom looks like. Children should be able to feel safe in the classroom and free from violence. They are supposed to read what they want, express themselves and their identity freely without having the government targeting them, and dare I say that children should be protected from labor exploitation. We are in 2023, the 21st century. We should be moving forward, not backwards.